welcome to another podcast of Andropique Mic Testing with me, Gavin Phillips. Now, you might have seen every guest that we have has some kind of specialty, some kind of superpower. So, my guest I have here today, uh, and I would like to say I'm really honored to have him right here at the podcast. He's someone who has been there in the industry for many years. He's trained athletes, he's trained actors, he's seen transformations of so many people. But let's get into the in depth and find out stories about his entire life and a journey of training a lot of athletes and actors. So, without me wasting time to all of viewers, let me introduce you to our most amazing and known face in the fitness industry, Rakesh sir.
Thank you.
Thank you
Gavin.
very much.
Thank you for having me here.
It's really amazing. So that when I invited you, you didn't take a second to say no. You accepted the invitation, and I was so overwhelmed and excited.
I have to. I think it's a destiny. Things should happen. The time will come, it will happen.
Right, sir.
You don't have to worry. Just follow the process and things will come to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
This
you
is
very
what
much.
I believe.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. So you've had a very troublesome childhood.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't know if people know about it, but you used to live in luxury when you were a kid growing up.
Yeah.
Then, God forbid, something happened to your dad.
Yeah.
And life turned out exactly upside down.
Yeah.
And life became very difficult for you, sir.
Yeah.
I heard that, I've read it, that you were 5, 6 years old
Yeah.
when you used to go,
Six.
to go from Amarnath to Dadar.
To Dadar. I was a candy seller, basically.
Yeah, but how, I mean, sir, how did you, was just 6 years old. Now, and nowadays, even if you have a kid who's 9, 10, parents still hesitate to send the kid outside the house.
The thing was, I've seen things very closely in the family, like how dad got paralyzed. My sister was very small, and my brother's just 1 year elder than me. So, बोलते ना बचपने में ही हम लोगों ने बहुत जल्दी ग्रो अप कर गए. Thing was so bad, from everywhere to on the road, and from the road we again started. I think that was my mom. She was strong and she pushed at us. And things was, yeah, I totally understand they was very bad. But touch wood, now see where I am.
So you are the reason of so many famous actors who have transformed, the reason of so many athletes who have transformed, and you shown people the right way to live a healthy life. It's all the education that matters, the right knowledge that matters when it comes to fitness.
Yeah, knowledge is a power. See, one of my coach always told me, knowledge is a power, and if you have knowledge, you can rule the world. As simple as that.
Right, sir. There are a lot of coaches, I will not take any names during this podcast, but there are a lot of coaches who train athletes to compete for pro shows, compete for other bodybuilding shows, but none of them do it naturally.
Because this industry is like that. If you have proper knowledge, I don't think any coach would be like to play somebody's life unless the guy has a potential.
But they don't look at the desperations. For example, if I go to
I understand the desperation is there, but the reality, once you, it's. I'll tell you, for bodybuilding is like that. This is what I see.
Right, sir.
You are taking a Ferrari machine and you're putting into a Maruti car, and you're running it so well. And when your time finished, you have to give that Ferrari car engine back and come back to Maruti.
Right.
Do you think you'll run the same way?
No, not at all.
That is what it is.
Not at all. Yeah.
So bodybuilding is like that. When you have money, when you have supplementation, when you have, all the juices what they are recommend or take it, then it's fine. And once that gone, the period is gone, and athlete becomes normal. They realize everything is like shattered, from the hormone to stress to financially, mentally, physically, everything. So if a smart coach is there, I believe smart coaching, I believe in knowledge. When you say smart coaching means you have to understand your student's point of view also and make him sure that's going to give him anything else, rather than if somebody come to you and say, prep me, and if you don't guide him well, this guy is going to be either his death or you're going to be end up with something health issues. The most common mistakes in India, the so-called pro coaches, I'll say so-called pro coaches because they don't have an idea about themselves, but they recommend people or they suggest people without the having a knowledge.
Maybe so they speak in such confidence. See, maybe when you come to a level, you achieve something.
You
You
know,
speak in
I
confidence.
totally understand. Like I know the coaches, and if you ask them amino spelling, I don't think they're able to speak. But they are coaches. You can't do anything. So yeah,
Yesterday, I had spoken to one of the guests, and he told me that when people are really desperate in the bodybuilding industry and they go to a coach not knowing who, what, why, maybe he's charging a lesser fee. He gives them injections without the label, without the expiry date, and people
it's
consume
not
that.
from now. It's from the 90s. I know the guys who removed. I'll take the name Dynaball. They removed it. They put it in pouch, counted 1, 2, 300. Take it for this next 2 months, and this is my money. And people are giving it. And I was then I used to see it and I used to laugh. I was like, what's happening? Why they're becoming so desperate to take this thing?
So, what is the difference if you see maybe 10, 15 years down the line to the way it is today? What is the difference that you've seen? Because you've lived so many,
See,
you've seen so many
I
athletes.
think right now the desperation is so much, and social media is so big, and people want to famous overnight.
Correct.
This is what it is right now.
Right.
In those 90s, you see 90s bodybuilder, there are hardly people even know their names. Now today, you ask any pro's name, like they will. This guy
Tell
is
you that.
pro, that guy is pro, this guy is this girl is this. There was not even girls involved that time.
That time, yeah.
There were hardly any girls who were competing. I think Deepika was the first girl who
Deepika
was
Chaudhary.
Chaudhary. She was
She
competing.
apparently is one of the only athletes in India who really
Yeah, and
worked
she
so
was
very
a
hard.
smart. She's an educated girl.
Yeah.
Understand? She's not taken it any course. She hired a Shannon.
She had a
that time.
Shannon Day, yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because she understand that formula. Okay, somebody is there in education wise, and she knows women's body.
Right.
She didn't went to any men.
No.
Maybe she might become a guinea pig, like how I was also a guinea pig even starting.
Right.
When I did my bodybuilding, I was a big guinea pig, but I was hungry for the knowledge. Always remember ki knowledge. In those days, like I said, my two friends, I will always take their name in all the interviews, Anil Alapat and Ashok Shinde.
Right.
They was the two guys who always helped me. You understand what I'm talking about in terms of reading books? There was only two magazines was there back then. One is Muscle Developer and then one is Flex.
Right, sir.
Every 6 months, one magazine used to come. So Ashok used to work in Dubai. So first Ashok used to read. He used to send to Anil. Anil used to read. Once Anil finished, then I'll come to me.
Right.
By the end of the year, this one magazine used to come to me.
Right.
And they used to give me free, no doubt. But later on, then I find out online se bhi milne lag gaya and things better. That's how I started gaining my knowledge because maximum supplements, you take the roids and everything used to come under that book.
Right.
There was so much knowledge. Now you read Flex, everything is gone online.
Right. So you have an academy as well, a fitness academy, where you train people, when you educate people in the right of the fitness industry.
Yes.
So just asking, is your education only like to give you knowledge in fitness, or even is going to be for people who want to prep?
Everything. So my guys, I will say my guys, because I'm a certified trainer.
Right, sir.
I have no liability to suggest somebody as terms of chemical. Okay, somebody who has, he should be a doctor.
Correct.
Because they have a license.
They have a license to sell it.
Absolutely. Exactly. Not even sell it, even the knowledge. So my bodybuilding, prepping, or everything what we designed it, the lecture has been taken Dr. Rahul Bade.
Okay.
Because he's a doctor, he can explain you. I can also explain you. But I don't want to take that burden. Oh, he's just a trainer and he's promoting things.
Yeah, but when this doctor talking to you about some medicine,
yeah,
and they're going to inject it into your body, it makes more sense. You will enjoy listening to him more.
He will explain you from the downfall. What is the bad? How this is going to react with you? Mentally, emotionally, hormonally. How much is going to damage you? Then that is after your choice. You want to take it, take it. That is every individual person's choice.
So there are people who are doing bodybuilding for years, maybe 10 years, 12 years, and still going ahead in the industry. But when we see bodybuilding competitions in today's world, no matter if it's a local competition or an international competition, we end up seeing a lot of new faces, and very few faces are repeated. What is your take on that? So why do we see so many new faces? And that's what maybe just for a competition they do a
Okay,
6 months.
thing is like that. I'll tell you how I see.
Right.
People will want to become a trainer. That's an easy access now.
Hmm.
When I started as a trainer, people laughed at me. I was like, what the hell? Gym trainer.
Is it even a job?
Yeah, this is not a job. Because my sasural people told me that. अरे जिम ट्रेनर क्या कर लेगा?
Hmm.
My wife took the stand. She said, whatever he is, I am happy with it. So भले वो भैया जिम में ट्रेनर का और स्वीपर का भी काम करते हैं. I am happy for that.
Hmm.
So that I realized the fitness industry is going to grow because it was growing. And I said, I want to become a trainer only. I'll do simultaneously whatever bodybuilding I can do, I can afford, I'll do it. Think about it, going through so much and still choosing the one. That's why I'm today here. Because this industry gave me everything. Not industry, I'll say. This job gave me everything. Name, fame, money, everything.
Right.
And I'm really happy and blessed. And not blessed, I'm overwhelmed.
Yes, because we've seen how you worked, how hard you worked all these years. You never given up no matter what.
No. See, I'm also human. Sometimes you get broke down, like breakdown mentally, you get breakdown. But that's the point, when you that Salon's dialogue is there, how hard you get hit.
Right.
It matters how hard you get
Get
back
up.
and get up and stand back again. That's what it is. Success. Success. People think in a different way. Success mentally, you have to push yourself to your limits,
Right, sir.
and whatever you achieve, that's your success. But
Right.
mentally, you go through a lot.
That is, I totally get it, sir. Like, you've trained Iqbal Sayed.
Yeah.
He was, I think, one of the Indians who competed in Hong Kong and won the silver medal for India.
Yeah.
Besides Iqbal, if you go into the entertainment
Iqbal, there was Krishna.
sector, you've
There are a lot of names.
lot of people.
There are a lot of people names, and they not give me that credit because I was their coach. And back then, Facebook was there. Whatever I could post it, I did it. One of my best achievement was Prashant Salunke,
Right.
and we beat it Suhas Khamkar. I worked with him 1 year, day in day out. Like we really both like it's a teamwork. We really worked hard. Really worked hard.
And the Suhas Kamkar is not an easy
Chap
athlete
to
beat.
break down, and he was 9th-time Mr. India
Right.
and 9th-time Mr. Maharashtra. So he told people 10, 10. We were working. We were not even focusing. We were not posting anything. We were just working hard towards our goal.
Right, sir.
And I will say the day Maharashtra Shri came and warm up area, there were no people who was with Suhas Kamkar. Everybody was there.
Prashant.
They were like, what he's done? Like how he becomes so big and so muscular. But Maharashtra, see, there was also things happened. They gave him best physique, but not the title. But I said, don't give up. We'll work little bit more hard. 3 more months is there. Mr. India is there. And I totally believe in you. We'll do that. And that one thing happens. He won Mr. India. I was
Because when you work hard and you really achieve that, sir,
Yeah.
it
and
makes-
Suhas also, like, Suhas knows me. Like, if you ask him, he knows me. He'll tell you that.
I had also done a podcast with Suhas Dada,
Okay.
and it was really amazing. He also got a lot of stories to tell, and he is like the god of Indian bodybuilding. He's been there, done that, and still doing it apparently.
Yeah.
So it's
See, that's again, if you have a good genetics,
Yeah.
if you realize very early, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Suhas has taken a lot of time. His potential could be recognized much earlier. But see, again, where you work with, and he's humble, whatever he is doing it.
Right,
And that's why he achieved it, what he did.
right, sir. So now, if we move ahead from the athletes and we move into the entertainment sector, you've trained athletes like Amir Khan, Salman
I've,
Khan,
I've,
Arbaz
I've trained
Khan.
athletes. I've trained kabaddi players. I've trained footballers. I've trained cricketers. For Ranji Trophy, I trained Sahil Kukreja. back then. Functional training, how I started, that's how I started.
Functional training, as soon as it came to India, people did not know how to react because it was all new.
Sir, when 2003, I was doing a TRX. I just came from Dubai. And I was doing a TRX training and I was doing burpees and people started laughing on me.
क्या कर रहा है?
He was like, ये circus में सिखाते हैं क्या? Joker. I was like, that's fine. Whatever they can say. But today, if I turn and see it, like, people are doing TRX. Wow.
Yeah, there are TRX batches that happen in some gyms.
Yeah, of course.
So it is actually grown.
Yeah.
So how was your experience training our actors in the Bollywood industry?
It's a very good experience. Like, it gives you basically, I got a name fame after that only. I was a trainer back then also. I was train athletes also, but I didn't got the fame. But definitely I was blessed with starting my first client was Sayaji Shinde. And he came into Bhaiya Gym those days. And there was a movie called Dhool in South Indian movie.
Right.
And I got the chance to travel with him, taking care of his physique that day. That time, weight loss and physique. I've done with him. Then the second guy was Akhlendra Mishra for Legend of Bhagat Singh. I've trained him for that. And after that, there's no stopping back, like back to back. Then I got Arbaz Khan, Diya Mirza, and
the
list is on, Chetan Hansraj, from the serials to the actors. Right. Like I've got bigger name.
So our movie industry, all of us are very influenced what we see on screen. And when you watch a movie and we see an actor transform, that motivates us to go home and take our fitness goals seriously.
See, movies runs for only 2.5 hours. Life is whole day.
Right,
so if somebody is taking as a motivation, then it's fine.
Right.
And if somebody is really serious to get into career in bodybuilding, he has to be financially really strong. And yeah, he has to have a genes like Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman was one guy who worked very hard and used to lift very heavy.
But understand, if अगर उसके genes नहीं होता,
वो कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
Exactly.
So how difficult is it for a bodybuilder to survive if he only looks at bodybuilding as a profession?
Bodybuilding as a profession won't give you money. Bodybuilding in India won't give you that much money for a competitor. If you're a competitor and you're competing for a bodybuilding, and if you think you earn money from the bodybuilding, winning prizes, not going to happen. There's a lot of surrounding things on the bodybuilding. Nutrition, training, supplementation, selling juices.
So that means if someone
the money comes from the outsources.
Right.
But if you are very smart and if you can do well, you can do your brand promotion, you can do your podcast. Right now, things are opened up. But starting, when you asked me from 90s bodybuilders to 2000s, 90s was very tough. Like people used to do a bodybuilding only for a job, to get a railway job, get a job in Air Force or, I know R. Monan, Veer Das from the Air Force and, Navies, and I met him, T.G. Baiju. People don't know these names. I know, like Sham Rahate, Manish Agunkar, Advilkar, Amit Kadam, Rahul Jadhav, who was the guy, Anil Raut. He was a guy who was ruling bodybuilding there back then.
So I think that time there was no social media. So people
but we used to travel and see the competition those days. Like, I've never missed any Saturday, Sundays competition if it has happened between Boroli to the Churchgate. Leave the Boroli Churchgate. I went till Kalyan to see them. With the train and everything.
So do you think those athletes at that point of time were hardworking or
they were much hardworking? They were much hardworking. Trust me. They used to do a dieting. People forgot dieting now. Bodybuilding is all about dieting. It's not about supplementation, See, market was so open back then. India is such a open with the pharmaceutical. Nobody talks about it. I think very few people spoken about this. But non-doctor guy can go easily and without the prescription, you can buy a lot of things in Indian chemist. Same thing you can not do outside. in
So you
India.
can't do that.
Yeah. So for us was very easy to go and say ask for an Androlon or sustanon or
Drugs.
any
And
tea
they give it to
related.
you.
Yeah, and you can easily buy it. For that price to now, yeah, it's gone up, and things unofficial pharmaceutical came in, and they started making it. I think back then people who done competition on menabols and sustenance and decadurable, very simple stuff, very low doses, but yeah, definitely they were dieting.
So when you got into bodybuilding, who was helping you with your prep?
Nobody. I was guinea pig. I told you. I tried and tested. If that time you could be next to me and I said, Rakesh, take 10 and 10 anabolics at Dynabol or anything, I could be
Public.
easily take. I could easily take. I would not even think about for a
But
second.
has anything happened to you after consumption or whatever you've taken at that
I've
point
gone
in time?
through a lot of hormonal changes. It's
Like,
it's not because that's the side effect you're going to have it, bro. Any bodybuilder, if you think he is safe, I don't think so. In the world, one of the biggest, one of the lowest.
the other drugs that you get in India are very different to what you get abroad.
No, in fact, abroad is much difficult. India is much easier.
No, but the quality, I'm talking the quality of the drugs, sir.
Uh, Now is the oils which they A grade oil. Yeah, definitely there will be a oil difference. India has three different kind of oils. One is A superior, and then middle, and then one you get kachra like MCT oil and all the stuff. I know people are just injecting MCT oils and it blames as that's a DACA durable. And I've seen those
Mm.
days also. Like
I think when they consume it, when they inject it, there's a nice big bump coming to.
exactly.
So I get a closer look because when I'm on stage, I have a closer look at the athletes, and I'm saying, "Arey, ye to ajeeb hai."
Yeah. So anything substance stays for a longer time uh, on the skin, or if you can see the bump, it's a low quality of oil.
But is it if you're looking at a sport to be being a part of a sport like this, like bodybuilding, which goes on for years and years, why don't athletes take it seriously and put something really good into them? Because
See, in
it's your
the
life talk about.
concept in their head is I'll do one competition and then I'll become a prep coach and then I'll earn money.
But it's not that easy, isn't it, sir?
It's easy. I feel you train me, I'll go on to competition stage. Whatever you gave me, I'll see that. I don't know the myths. I don't know what is are you are giving me. I'm just consuming. I'm just doing this copy and paste and giving to somebody else. This is what
Okay.
happens in India. I've given a somebody a protocol. That somebody is given somebody protocol. That somebody is giving somebody's protocol. And then one guy got confused, so he came to ask me, sir, I didn't understand. Can you
Explain it
explain
to
me
me.
all those things? Because my coach gave him
Right.
this. So I know what I write and what supplement I. So I've seen it. I was like,
ये किसी और को दिया मैंने.
is it where you got from this? I said, this guy. So I asked him, how do you got this knowledge? Because there are few certain things that which I write and I didn't think that that time anybody was writing it. And this guy came to like he said my coach gave me so I have that idea so I gave you that. Then I realized okay, now interconnected. So I went to that guy and said, did you give your protocol to somebody else?
Hmm.
He said, no sir. I gave them paper, said this is what it is. You gave this guy and that gave this guy. I confronted. So he was like, नहीं सर वो तो मैंने आइडिया ले लिया तो मेरे को आइडिया आ गया. I said, are you fucking lost your head? Like, these things was under your blood supervision. And whatever I understand, your blood test, according to that only I gave it to you.
Right.
How the fuck you think your thing is going to match to that guy?
Right.
If he die and anything happens, who will be responsible? चलता है ना सर वो लोग अपने responsibility पे करते हैं. I was like, you contacted me this time, I'm not going to train anymore.
But I think this is a lot of attitude, a lot of people, no?
This is what it is. The Gavin problem is people don't understand how life is. Like they take it very easy. मर गया कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
There's a lot of deaths happen in the sport of bodybuilding. Is it something because of this consumption of drugs
Consumption,
without
and there is
blood
very
report?
easy drugs. Like there's one drug I was not promoting since longest time, and people came and talked about me. That was
Right.
AMP. AMP, and there's one more easily available drug called Termin.
Determine.
Yeah, people don't know why they take it. So if somebody is dying it with the heart surgery accident happens, the blood
Level
pressure,
drops down.
yeah,
Terminal is
so
given them to increase the blood rate. Heart
exactly
rate, sorry.
heart rate. So people started thinking, okay, if I'll take it, and somebody must be used it, and they realize, okay, it is very good boost for maybe a power lifting or lifting weights. That one guy must be passed it to another guy to
It is
pass
it's very common at this
very
point in time.
common. And the thing is, it's not stopped there. It is like if your body get used to it, started with 1 ml, it becomes 2 ml, becomes 3 ml. End of the day, what that drug is going to do, it is going to give you a lot of blood clot. That because it's going to elevate your heart rate, and your blood pressure is going to up, and the pressure of the blood is going to damage your arteries.
But no one is able to tell it to them, sir. So
It's I think it's very easy right now. You can Google it, you can read books.
you see when you Google things, you get an answer. But there's sometimes when you read an answer, you just don't want to believe it because it's a fact, but you still want to
No,
do it.
I totally believe there are a lot of so-called type. What do you call? I call keyboard military, which they don't have work. They will type it anything and put it on. Uh, you have to go through a research, like who's done this article, which company is sponsoring for that article.
Correct.
That is more important. If somebody non-recommended company and he's doing an article, or somebody say about Johnson and Johnson put some article, they will put article or they will do research because they have a product online,
Correct.
because they want to sell that product. I want to see that article who's not related to anybody else, but he's done a research and he's putting it
Right.
his own money for his research. So that research will tell me exactly this is true or false.
But
people don't even think about it. अरे ये मैंने गूगल किया था, ये गूगल में यही लिखा है.
correct.
See who's writing it.
That's very important to know. Very important to know.
Who gave you money to write, or why you doing it? People don't even realize. मिल रहा है easy, डालते जाओ डालते. It's not like that. No?
Like format, for example, if I go to a gym and if I want to take a personal trainer, when you look at the trainers around, you will end up picking up a trainer, a basic mentality of a person
who has a good build, who has good physique.
You will not question him and see if he has a good knowledge. You will say, अरे यार इसका body भारी है, इसने body अच्छा बनाया,
मेरा भी
बनाएगा. And that's a very common thing.
That's a mentality. That's not even जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. That concept is there, but
yeah, it is there. It's still there.
That means that दिखता है उसके पास वो knowledge नहीं है. Have you known who was prepping Ronnie Coleman back then?
No.
Back then there was only one guy, and he used to prep Flex Wheeler. He used to prep Ronnie Coleman. Take a bigger name. They all was with him.
So, sir, it works very differently here then.
And back then, I believe there was no social media, so Ronnie used to remove his picture and then post. And then he used to see it, because that guy was cop and he got retired and he did what do you call it, nutrition course, or maybe he learned it nutrition, because his wife was also competing that time.
Achha.
What's his name? Yeah, I forgot. Charles? No, I forgot his name, but I met him in Olympia, because I've been traveling a lot of time for US for Olympias.
And you worked with a lot of international big athletes as well.
Yeah, but like I work with Dennis. Whenever his camps are there, I'm there, because I have learned MTUT from him. So I am the only guy who represents MTUT in India.
Right, sir. We
The idea is MTU2 is menace time under tension. The program
right.
itself.
So I think what athletes in India need is a, not just a good prep coach. They need the right knowledge. They need someone who can tell them so that they don't need to cross check it. If my athlete, my prep coach tells me, Gavin, you consume this, I will do it without
No,
researching.
no, no. But as an athlete, if right now if somebody is prepping me and if I want to do a prep, whatever the coaches also write, you should be always questionable because your question will be answered. Why this? How much is this? What is going to give me this? Why so? Like there will people who will write it substance names, okay, but they don't know for what.
Right,
What does going to do? What is his life shell? Half life shell है, full life shells है. उसका time duration क्या है? Because this everything's going to stay in your liver and kidney, and after that you even don't know either you will get problems, yes or no, or you will recover or no.
right, right.
So you have to be very smart. And this sport is not under any what do you call it, insurance based. If something happens, you get the
Even the
insurance.
government doesn't support this sport.
Why will government will support? See, government will only support that sports which get the money, like a cricket. Government support cricket. No matter you have some, hockey also there. Now football is growing very well, but nobody sponsor them that much because cricket gives you more money because it's entertainment, TV media, film industry get involved in it.
Right,
Even back then, cricketers were not earning that much. Post 90 it was cricketers
insane.
when the satellite came up,
Right,
internet came up, then everything was started booming.
right.
Back then, you tell me na 83, 84's World Cup when we won, how much money we got
I don't
or
think a
how
lot.
much government gave them.
Nothing. I don't think a lot. I don't think a lot. I don't think a lot.
So right now things are different, and even might be down the line 4 years, 5 years, definitely government will put something here. I believe in it.
Right, sir. Now, sir, we've got, I think, some of the best athletes in the country for every sport of bodybuilding. Means whether it's bodybuilding, classic physique, men's physique. Do you know every athlete apparently, I'm sure, has a dream of competing at the biggest stage of it all, that's Olympia.
See,
What do you
it
think?
is there. I'm not denying the fact कि हमारे पास talent नहीं है. We have a lot of talent, but for that talent, are there any backing financially? Sponsors, because bodybuilder needs to move.
Right.
If you do one competition to another competition to another competition, to moving from India to outside country, you need visa, tickets, hotel stays. Who will spend that money?
I think a brand money comes in place when an athlete is super active on social media.
Yeah, right now that's thing happened, but back then, like I'm talking about 10 years back or
I mean, there was
15 years,
nothing like that with it.
15 years back. There was association also not spending that amount of money. Like
So, how did athletes travel abroad with their own
their
expenses?
own expenses. Still now. But right now things are easy.
So
Back then, अगर तुमको तुम्हारा association बोलता है, you have to pay ₹1,00,000 without the asking question,
you have to
किसका
give it.
कितना, you have to give it. Otherwise, you're out from the competition. As simple as that. So the dominating things was there then, and it's still now. So you also know it because you host.
Right, sir.
So you know how thing works.
During the lockdown phase, our entire fitness fraternity and the fitness industry apparently went for a toss. We had athletes who couldn't work out. People who used to work out in gyms couldn't head go into gyms. No supplements were available. So it was a very dark phase of everybody in the fitness industry. How was it for you, sir, at that time?
It's not only for fitness industry; that's for every
Everything.
industry.
But
But see, it's I don't know how this sounds, but I think this is done by people who rules the world. They know how things to manipulate. What happens in lockdown is gave the pharmaceutical one space to come in. This is what I believe. That's why today every medications are booming up and they got the chance to, uh, get involved. Who earn in lockdown the most money? Either the hospitals or
Pharmaceuticals.
pharmaceuticals.
Very good.
Who
Very good.
died? The common people who don't have money, who don't have a work, who don't have a job. Who got the best amount of money? The government.
Right.
Not only Indian, everywhere. That's
They
all over
all over
world.
the world.
So the whole dominating part, and they were ruling the whole people. This is what happens, and we didn't realize it. It made it. It made it in such a way we realize, okay, there's a one virus came, and that's why problem happens. Talk about fitness industry. I think I was traveling. I was making money back like in lockdown. Like I finished it. One of my actors in Hyderabad. And from there, I went to Chandigarh to train Ayushman Khurrana for Chandigarh Karyashki. And I was getting good paid amount of money. And that's how I decided with my team to start online certification.
Right.
And that's how I started in Zoom online. And that's even back then we had a problem, but as soon as the online portal opened, everything was normal for
So
us.
now speaking on right education, sir, and online, I'm sure you're having your physical schools
Yeah.
pan India, different parts of the.
It's not my own by this rented, but yeah, I've run the academy in Pune in Fatima Nagar called Rakessh Udiyar Fitness Academy Sports and Science, and I have a doctor who was on the board who's doing everything. His name is Dr. Rahul Bade, and then we have a lecturer and a practical guys.
It's super cool. So I think when you have a physical class, your interaction with the doctor, with the faculty, it makes it interesting journey very more
Yeah,
fun.
because
You get to learn more.
I want the right people should give you a knowledge. That is more important. I'm a certified trainer. I'm not a license hold guy. I cannot play with
You can't.
somebody's life.
You can't.
So for me, it was always clear. If there is a doctor or there's a physio out there, when we train our client also, I always suggest to do them a blood test, show your doctor, and then, yeah, whatever I know is I can help out,
Right.
I will do it. Speak to your nutritionist or speak to your physio where you have injuries and, tore and
So that means what you're saying, sir, is when you ask a client for a blood report, uh,
I don't give my opinion. I tell him to take his own doctor's opinion.
but as per what I have seen, after a client takes a blood report and gives it to his coach, the coach tells him what exactly to take and not to take, and I think that's the format of
I
how it
think that's
normally
a
works.
very stupidity way to, interact with, because if lawyer will start giving you a science-based things to you, it doesn't it won't suit me to understand why the hell a lawyer is suggesting science-based study or science-based
But I think, sir, I
advisory.
think isn't that the way how normally happens? Is asking you, so doesn't it happen that
No, it shouldn't be happen like that.
no, you do it so differently where you tell the client, okay, this is your blood report. You meet the doctor and he will tell you what exactly to take. Not to
Exactly, because I know what doctor is going to tell. That is, I know.
take. Right,
I'm not a doctor, by the way. I'm not a lifesaver.
right.
So his doctor will have an idea, okay, because his trainer told him, now I have to see it. I'll check it and I'll speak to his trainer. "Ki, boss, this is not allowed for him. This is not for me. It's a very clear picture. Either he's a diabetes or he has a thyroid or he has something on going on.
The doctor's right one to correct it.
Exactly. And doctor will give me a clear picture, blueprint.
So-
Ki, boss, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Then I can speak to the nutrition and tell him, make a diet as per this.
So then, in short, there's no prep coach. If there's a prep coach, is a doctor as well. ठीक है बात अलग है. But if you just have-
Now doctors also, like their dentists also jumping into prep coaches. So yeah,
Wow.
there is.
my muscles feel too.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, they also do a study, but dental
That's very
study
different.
cannot be MBBS
Right. So.
in doctor formulation.
Yeah.
But yeah, there will be similarities are there. Yeah.
So when since you know a lot of athletes personally, you've coached them. How is it different of athletes who are prepping maybe a week or to prior the competition and athletes,
I never take,
international
or I
athletes.
will never uh, guide somebody who will come to a prior a week and tell me, fix me up. I can't do that.
No, no, what I mean to say, sir, is, uh, athletes who are in India who are prepping for a competition.
Yeah.
What is the difference of Indians who are preparing for a competition and international athletes preparing for a competition? Maybe the one final week. What is the difference in their behavior?
There is no difference. There's only genes difference. If somebody has a good genes, he'll also make it good way. And somebody who has no good genes, they are gonna, no matter how much they put inside, they're not gonna get immense amount of potential. But somebody has a good genes, you do it small and he can be sure no wonder.
Right.
Same thing happens in abroad also. It's nothing human is like that. Like if you talk about a normal Nigerian guy, they will 24/7, you will look them up like ripped. They don't have a paunch, or maybe somebody who's not worked
The
out.
kind of genetics.
The genetics is so strong, and by genetics, we also have a few, I will say, states. I think north, low down south, and some people from even Maharashtra. If they have good genetics and if they have a backing, no wonder they can do good on Olympia very soon.
Right, sir. So if I have to say any athlete from India who will be representing India at the Olympia stage, anyone who you have in mind who you think is a really very good athlete who's capable of competing on the Olympia stage
Uh,
representing India?
there are a lot of athletes out there. I don't want to take
Names.
names, but definitely from South there is. I've seen it few. Punjab, I've seen it few. Uh, who is representing in Olympia? I don't know. They are born in India, but they are not citizen of India.
Right.
They're in either Canada
Uh,
based, or they are
I got it.
yeah. So they are out. So I can't call them as an Indian representative, but if they are representing India,
Super.
we should be proud of that. I know the guy who's really doing it, and in future, maybe not even future, he already he was in a lineup of Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, right.
He didn't made it in top 10. That's a different story, but I think he's still pushing it. I think in years and a half, maybe he will represent for sure.
So do
in
you
top
think
10.
that Mr. Sheru Angresh, Mr. Hemant Angresh, and Mr. Manish Gandhi have got by getting the pro card in India, have made it a little easier for athletes to help them achieve their goal a little faster?
It is, but as in, okay, what is value of that pro card? Like, just because you're hosting it,
Right, sir.
my question to you is,
Right, sir.
if somebody is becoming a pro,
Right.
what is the value of that pro card?
It helps them. See, every athlete has a dream to compete at the Olympia stage. That's one thing. That is a fire.
Okay,
I want to go there. That's the
Okay.
biggest of all.
okay,
But to get there, I need to win a pro show. That pro card is going to give me a window to work a little hard to compete in pro shows. And if I win a pro show, yes, I'm going to be there at the Olympia.
okay. Don't take me in a wrong way. How many pro show happens in year?
Two.
All over the world?
No, in India. In India.
Okay.
Around the world, I'm sure it happens in many countries.
Now think about how many pros are coming out.
Many. There are a lot of Olympic amateurs happening around different parts of the country, different parts of the world, apparently.
So, do you think in India's representative will stand with those others guy also?
Because some of our athletes have good genetics. They are capable of,
I totally get it. Is that athlete has a backing of government?
No.
Is that athlete has a good potential amount of money in his bank account?
I doubt it.
How long he can sustain that?
That's the most difficult question. I don't think anyone has an answer because.
Okay, tell me what your pro cards give you. Just a excess? Are these pro cards going to give you money?
If I look at it in a way where if an athlete wins a pro card, he still continues his activity on social media, being very active, being good to your fans, your followers,
I got it. Show me your bank account.
That's going to be a problem.
End of the story.
That's going to be a problem.
Is this pro card is going to run your house? I don't think so. I am not taking it in a negative way. I'm a practical guy.
Yeah, very.
I survive on my earns.
Right.
If I don't have a earnings, what that pro card's value for me?
That's true. That's why I think a lot of is that the reason a lot of athletes compete in local events because there is some kind of money that you earn over there.
Yeah, because that's see when you go on a bigger stage, your exposure is more, but that exposure is not going to give you money. I think the guy who's competing and the guy who's prepping him, he makes more money than him.
Correct. Correct.
So like I said in starting only, there is money in bodybuilding if you're very smart to understand,
you know how to
utilize things and earn the money.
And prep coaches, I think, take the entire amount in advance. So you have to pay them
Of course,
in advance.
because
if you
if you have a right prep coach who's a very knowledgeable, he will take it.
Because if you back out at the mid, then
I know the prep coaches, they just take the pictures from the athlete to show them just they are prep coach. I know those kind of prep coaches also.
Wow.
They'll just come and tell you, send me your pictures now, I want to post.
And then at the end of the day, you try to show that when a coach cares.
Yeah, they'll take the credit. Being my athletes, prior to your week pictures, a lot of prep coaches has been posted and they said, this is my guy.
Yeah, so that's how you get more business.
Yeah. So now think about it. If I am prepping for somebody and somebody is taking an advantage of somebody else, so where I stand, then I also realize, okay, there is some point will come. I really want to open up my academy, give that knowledge there, and I'm good to go.
And that's a best way to deal with it. Because as I said, sir, if a prep coach tells you ये लेना है, इतना quantity में लेना है, मैं लूँगा because मेरा prep coach ने कहा. But मुझे knowledge नहीं है. मैं if I ask him, I'm not sure if he has that scientific knowledge to explain it to me. He may tell me in terms I may understand, but there's no science backup.
No. There is no science backup. That's why I will always suggest either if you have a doctor who studied it or who have a lot of experience and who had gone to the study and he has a doctor's team. Like for me, I know a lot of doctors now. I work with South, I work in Mumbai. I meet with a lot of doctors. So if I don't understand, I send a message, hi sir, I don't understand. Can you tell me the terminology?
Right.
And how this will work?
Right.
Being their very good friend, they now open up. Like normal doctor, they will ask you why you want to do this, why you getting into this.
Right.
Your job is not to do that. So now, because we are influenced by a lot of people and I've become a well-known face, so for me it's a very easy access.
Right.
To understand things or even supplement industry. Most of them, they will not even talk about these. But yeah, if you have a good access, do it. Why not?
Right. So sometime back we were talking on people easily consuming terminal in gyms to work out.
Yeah.
Is it addictive to people who
Yes, it is addictive. Because your body has a capacity of adoption. If you drink too much coffee also, your body adapts and that hit what you get with the first coffee and when you get used to it and you have a 5 coffee, you're not going to get the same hit.
Right.
Because your body has that adoption thing. The same thing happens with the chemicals. Even the cycles. Might you start with 25, that 25 is not going to work next
it's going to be
on cycle. There will be 50, there will be a 25. But how much? Like there's an example. आप एक मटके में पानी डालते रहो, उसका capacity उतना ही लेगा. End of the day is going to spoil up.
Right.
The same thing happens with the body. That's how the side effect comes out. You get acne, your hair fall starts, you pee urinely badly, you fart, you smell. These are the toxins coming out. First thing. Wow.
This is really the thing is. I know that people take turban in the gym to make sure that they lift heavy. And
see, there is 2 things going on in the gyms. The supplementation is selling off left, right, center. Under the supplementation, people are sending roids also left, right, center. They just want to make their money.
They want to be one. So people are buying it because
They
they
get
want to
addicted, na?
no, and so they want content. They want to look good on social media. For them, bodybuilding, as I said, is
Tell me
glamour.
one term in will how make you look good is going to make you Mr. Olympia.
No,
So why? So my question is why?
so a lot of people just work out just for their content, not because they want to.
I know the fact people have started using as a party drug this term. They just take it and go for the parties
उससे क्या connection है?
because you get hype, you get the extra rush, so you go and dance, and worst thing after that they drink.
Wow, so it hits them extremely bad.
The low is very bad. When the low comes, I know there are a lot of athletes contacted me and said, "Sir, feel like suiciding." I explained them this is not the way. Please try and come down, reduce the doses. You cannot stop immediately. If you're taking it, whatever you started, reduce it slowly, gradually, and then go end it. Don't stop immediately. Because if you're used to it something and you stop, your body is going to react. Either it's cigarette, coffee, or food.
So people become like zombies where they don't get sleep and all at night and
Yes,
no appetite.
the thinking capacity is gone to the zero, and they don't know what they're doing. They're blank.
But if you want to work out, sir, you have to eat. Your nutrition has to be there. But if you don't have an appetite, how will you eat? Body badega kaise? You lifting heavy, you need to fuel your body.
Yeah, but you can eat and do that. That doesn't mean anything. Any synthesis, when you take it in a body or any synthetic thing, it's not going to work overnight.
No,
It's also going to take time.
It's going to take its course.
Yeah. So the first thing, if your food is not available or your nutrition is not available, are you still think the substance and supplements going to work?
No. It's all a cycle. Everything has got to be interconnected and interlocked to work together.
I think only diet will change your body. I think no, I know the fact. No matter you take biggest drugs or whatever it is, if your diet is not on the place, you're going to look shitty.
How many people have come up to you and said, "Sir, can you please coach us for competition 6 months ahead?"
My first question is all if you ask Iqbal or you ask anyone, this is my fees. Are you going to afford my fees?
Right, sir.
If not, then let's let it be. This is my first question. They will feel I'm rude, but my thinking way is different. If that guy can afford me, that means he has money
Right.
in his bank, so he can spend on his.
Correct.
If he said, "Sir, you please coach me. I don't have. Just help me out," I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but then he won't get to any level then.
No, even he will try. There are a lot of people they came and say, "I don't have money. Just write it down the cycle." I said, "It's not going to work like that. Until you do your blood reports, and then I have to find out the things from you. If things match, I don't know what you've done it before. Also, I don't know how healthy you are from internally. Externally, mind you look extraordinary, but I don't know internally what's going on." उनके पास उतना भी पैसा नहीं होता कि I can go and do the blood test. Like if I give you a number of blood tests, that will be right now it's going to cost you 25,000.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
25K for blood test?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. If you do normal NM, go and do your full profile and do the DEXA is minimum 10,000, sir.
Oh my god. Oh, so it's not an easy sport. It's not a affordable sport.
It can be like if somebody wants to spend that amount.
You need to play well with your knowledge that you have and utilize it well.
Exactly.
So that it all works together for your benefit.
Exactly.
Like a lot of people who come up on social media and say, "Okay, I have won this title, that title, but now there's no money, so I'm selling fruits, I'm selling this." सवाल ही नहीं उठता.
Exactly. And if you're a smart athlete back then, like I believe Jay Cutler or Phillips or whoever done Mr. Olympia, they invested their money.
Right.
They didn't spend it. There are few lineup Olympians are there. They still don't have money. They're struggling. If they are struggling, do you think India has the people capacity who will go and rule the world?
Right.
There's only Mr. One Olympia. Back 90s, what was the value of pro card? I'll tell you. If you won Mr. India, you have to go for Mr. Asia.
Right.
If you won the Asia, then you will go for Mr. Universe. And if you won the Universe, you have one pro card to go to Mr. Olympia.
Right.
And when you go to Olympia, if you won overall, then over you were Mr. Olympia.
Right.
That was a value. And today, every second month, you get a pro card.
Yeah. Apparently, I think every month around the world there is some pro qualifiers happening around.
So, where is the quality of bodybuilding? You will see end up with a lot of bad bodies. People will be very desperate to get that title or and you will see the aggression on the stage. You will see the fights on the stage. Backstage also you will see it. People are dying it.
Before, when athletes used to compete on stage, maybe around 10, 12 years back, there used to be a healthy rivalry on stage.
Yeah, that I can understand. Healthy rivalry means he is tough, I am tough. We give each other eyes. That's fine.
When you're off stage, they're friends. They're really good friends.
Yeah, I know, but that is for you're pushing yourself for your own win.
Right, sir.
So I have to represent myself well. Back then, I'm talking about even the Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger was competing. That time also rivalry was there, but they were always good friends.
But nowadays you see a lot of rivalry on and off. And
because of the ego clashes. Like every guy who's high in terms of enhanced guy, the top part is empty. Like they think they are the world, they are the best. They don't give up, left, right, center. And always remember the humble guy will win.
There are very few people who I meet who are really successful in their field of bodybuilding, sport activities, and are really very humble. Very few people who have actually met are very humble.
Yeah. Because most of the time, the hype is so much into you
that you feel I'm the best.
I will say whoever won the pro cards. I'm not against anybody. They think they know each and everything. They are the best. In social media, they'll talk about the roids, left, right, center. If I could be a government guy, I could sue each and everyone. Trust me on that. How the hell you are talking in social media, everything openly? What you up to?
Sir, because these guys, if they have thousands and thousands of followers, and even a lot of...
I think either the followers are dumb fuck. Sorry to use this terms, but if I want to follow, I will follow somebody who's up to the mark, who knows his thing. Not just because of he won everything. He won or he's the pro. I won't do that.
Yes, for example, Mr. Kezat Kapati, whenever you do a seminar and if you say something, this is for example a good thing, he will always give a scientific backup on that particular thing. So it proves to guess, I'm not just saying it, not my words.
Yeah, it has
been tried.
It's tried and tested.
This is what it is.
Yeah, that's
see it for yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting in the audience and you're listening to the seminar, you will agree to what he says because there is a backup on the screen.
That's what I said. When you Google it also, if somebody's done the research, see who's done the research and who spent money for that research.
I think a lot of people are blinded by that fame that they see, and you feel, मुझे वो चाहिए, मुझे वो fame चाहिए. जो वो बोल रहे चल मैं करता हूँ. That is what is happening.
See, let's talk about nutrition also. Like a lot of people talk about various diets. There's a particular diet which is really hyped up. It's keto.
Right.
Don't you think when we were fasting, we were on ketos? When you do Lent,
right, sir,
in Catholics, don't you think you will get in saliva ketos?
Absolutely.
Right? So why there's so much hype? In our cultures, like in whatever our ancestors told us or to follow, there is some reason.
Reason to it.
Either it's in Muslim, either it's in Marathi. Marathi would be a Shravan In Muslim would be a Ramzan,
Ramzan.
and Catholic would be a
Lent.
Lent. That is actually, you're doing a detox for your body.
That's actually, yeah. You will have religion in different ways, but the way of thing is the same.
Even those days, they understand. Human aage jaake they'll get fucked up.
Right.
So make this thing right now so they can follow at least a spiritual way.
But with keto also consuming so much of fat.
See, that's what the calculation, like people think really high protein are going to damage the kidney. I don't think so. There is no research says excess amount of protein will damage your kidney unless you're already fucked up with your kidneys. If you have a weak kidney, definitely there'll be a pressure because excess of protein works like a glue to your kidney.
Right.
और किडनी का काम है filtering का. So that in that case, but I think keto diet came up for cancer patient people because their cells die faster.
Right.
So there's no sugar, good amount of fat and moderate amount of protein involved in it.
Right. But then if you compare it to, so if I want to compete, I can't be on keto if I'm competing.
No, for a competition guy, not recommended keto. Like a lot of people will give them during the end time ketos. But tell me one thing: if you don't have enough glucose, how your muscle will pump?
You can't.
So why are you going on ketos?
Because if I want to lose weight, if I want to lose fat, I get into keto, I lose some fat.
See, I will definitely recommend if somebody is over 100 kgs and he really wants to drop few poundage very faster, definitely for sure I'll do that.
But then after you get back into an LCD,
no, but also I have to monitor his triglyceride. There are a lot of various things.
How to do it.
Yeah, how it's functioning.
Right.
There are some supplements out there, you should speak to the nutritionist or you should speak to the doctor because if your triglyceride is high and if you're on keto, you're ending with the heart attacks and all.
I remember when my granny was ill, my dad was ill. They told us that stop consumption of butter, stop consumption of ghee.
No. See,
that all changed everything.
See, and our ancestors was very smart. They used to eat ghees, yeah. They used to have good amount of fat, which later on, I think I will say pharmaceutical people, the people, our government or industries people, they realize one thing. Okay, if we show them something else, they will start believing in it. That's why the ads and everything you see on the ads, and you will say, "Oh, this guy is promoting. Definitely, I want to do that."
Right.
But the truth is something else. There is no science behind, or there is no backup behind it. We just go what we see.
Right.
If we know this is bad, and the cola drink was so openly sold out in every TV and everywhere, but what is the downfall? That soda. Nobody says that.
We all go with what we see.
Exactly. That is what it is.
So, sir,
so in a fitness industry, like we talk about just now, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai.
Right.
It's same thing.
So from this podcast, I want people to know something very seriously, and that is if you're going to be competing, and if we have a coach who's going to be telling us, follow this particular thing, we need to do
I will definitely tell people, do not believe in your coaches. Take your blood work to the doctors. Take an advisory, and if your doctor is okay, I don't think any doctor will recommend you, but if your doctor still says, okay, you can do it, or you really want to push it, then it's everybody individual person's decision.
Right. So let's not listen to coaches and go with whatever they suggest, because
exactly. I see the lifestyle is such a way. A, B, C, D.
Right.
A particular person from the birth to the death, he live with the C is your choices, individual choices. What you have is your choices. What I've done it, that's my choice. So individual have their own choices. It's up to them.
Right.
What they want to do it. If you are smart enough to understand what's going to be a next downfall, or you're smart and really to understand what you can make it up to it, it's your choice.
Like not desperation killing things where you end up
People get
people to compare
desperately and they
completely.
think they will rule the world and things will smoothly happen. Like they plan in their head, even not even manifestation, just
Right.
visualizing, okay, I'll do 1, 2, 3 competition and then I'll get at least 1, 2 medals and then
Right.
I'll post it on social media and people will see on social media, okay, I'm posting it, I'm done.
Right.
So I'll teach or whatever, preach, and I'll get the money. It's not going to work like that.
Right.
If you're right path and if you're taking a time, people will come to you one day for sure. And once they will come, they will believe in you and they'll stick by you and they will get you more business.
Right. So we've seen one thing that when an athlete has a brand and he's influencing an XYZ brand and he's got thousands and lakhs of followers, you see him influencing an XYZ product.
Yeah.
And we followed. Without you thinking much about it, you may end up buying a product and saying, Arey, he's recommending it to me.
But that product has been tested or that product has been there. But who's doing that test?
No one is
Nobody
aware
knows.
of it.
If you take any protein supplements, do you think there are a lot of company they will do the test?
I doubt it. Even if you write a mail to them and say that if you've done this, send the report to me, I don't think they will send the report to
No.
you.
So there is one product which I recommend. They do the test. I know the test going to come, and once the test comes, they release everything.
Right.
That's why I'm not taking any
Names.
brand's name because I don't want to, even highlight those things. So by knowledge wise, yeah, there is some labs out there. If you think your product is good, please test it by that labs, and that labs will give you a accurate.
Right. My question to you, so like when an athlete promotes a product, let it be a protein, let it be a BCW or any supplement, you have a lot of people following him and picking up and purchasing that product. Maybe 6 months or a year down the line, you'll see that same athlete promoting another product,
That's
another
what.
brand apparently.
So
Then what do you do about your followers? People who blindly believe in you and trust you without doing background check
so
on the
it
product.
is not faithful for that your followers. You should be stick by product which you really unique and you think this is tested and this is the bioavailability of that product is very genuine.
Right.
Then you should be promoting that product. In my total 20 years down the 21 year of my prepping or whatever, I've just promoted one product.
Right.
Which is now I'm part of that company. So that's why I'm doing it. So I also taken my time to understand. There are 10 company came to me and said, please promote this, please promote that, please promote. I'm not going to do that. Unless I really genuinely know that company, how this products manufacture things happen, where's the raw product come from, who's the company behind that, and how much money they are spending for that product.
Right.
Then it's fine. If that company gives you that excess and that makes you give you money or your products or your supplementation, and if it is genuine, definitely you should do that.
So moving ahead from the athletes to an Aam Aadmi,
Okay.
to men all around us. Every man after the age of 25, 30, his testosterone levels drop down.
Because see, also I'll give you a brief idea how testosterone also works with the other hormones. Okay. So the first thing in our body we need a nature by sun. So if your D3 is really less, now I will make you connect somewhere else.
Right.
If your D3 is less, what will going to happen?
You end up having D3 is less. You go to a doctor and he'll say you take these capsules, which you should take once a week, and
no, but your D3 also makes a lot of things, right?
Right.
Interconnected. It also is a part of your testosterone. First, we used to get sun in the morning. We used to walk in the sun. What lockdown did to you?
Kept you at home.
You are exposing by sun?
There's no sun, there's nothing.
Okay, then what happened?
Everything drops down.
Exactly. And where you went? To the doctors.
The doctors
and what doctor gave you?
Capsules and medicines, and that's about it.
And who got the benefit?
Doctors, the pharmaceutical companies.
Pharmaceutical company. Now you understand why I was taking you like that. So the whole concept to bring that pharmaceutical up, this thing happened. This is what I believe. This is my belief. This is what I observe.
I'll just share an incident with you, sir. My dad apparently was not keeping well during COVID and took his test, turned to be positive.
Mhm.
Had to admit him to a hospital in Pune. So got admitted. We were not allowed to see him once he entered the emergency door. They said we'll keep you posted on his on how he's doing.
Hmm.
So then they said you would come and see him maybe for half an hour a day. So I remember my dad's health was slowly deteriorating. So I had to go see him and I had to ask. I went 11:30 in the morning. I said, Dad, did you have a breakfast? He said, there's no one to give me my breakfast. Breakfast is lying right there. My hands are tied. No one to give me my breakfast. The sisters are not here. The brothers are not here. How am I supposed to have my breakfast?
Hand tied means I
And so dad had they'd given him they put some kind of a machine on his face,
okay.
on his nose and his mouth, and was tied to his head as well. It is very uncomfortable. So my dad used to try to move it or remove it or something. To prevent that, he was tied like an animal on the bed. He couldn't move his hands
During the COVID.
during COVID, and he was at the ICU. So I was very furious. I asked them, "Why haven't you all fed him?" They said, "No, we had an emergency or someone passed away, so we were all busy with that thing."
That's just an excuse.
And
None
then
of government or hospital people can tell you this.
this is actually what happened. And that same day, if I'm not mistaken, I got a call from the hospital saying, "Can you please come to the hospital?" So my brother went, since I was not able to go, so my brother went out and he called and he said, "Gavin, that's no more."
The same thing incident, one of my friends, Nana, they took him to the hospital and he was okay. By night, they said we are putting on him
Ventilator.
to a ventilator, and morning he was out.
So I really don't know what that phase was all about. It was really crazy. And as you said, so when something is given to you, you always consult to a doctor and just say, "Tell me what am I supposed to do?" If I get a blood profile done, I go to a doctor. He will tell me if I'm lacking in anything, kya karna, kya nahi karna.
Exactly.
In the hospital during the COVID time, things were injected to patients just for the sake of it because they didn't have a cure or whatever it was. My mom was there; she was given steroids.
Okay.
So my dad was there. The next day, mom was admitted because she also had COVID. Mom was back home after 5 days. Thing was normal. Mom had to just be home, just take her medication. That's about it. What all they injected her, no one knows. Dad passed away in September. 4 months later, so I told Mom, I'm a little busy with work. Why don't you head on to Vasai where her parents, the brothers are? Spend some time with your family there. You know, you like it because you talk to them on the phone the entire day. And so on 21st of Jan, I dropped Mom. 22nd, I returned back. 23rd, I get a call from my uncle, says, Gavin, can you come? Mom's not keeping quite well. I said, okay, I'll come. I was getting calls back to back on the way. I'm saying, kuch to gadbad hai. No one calls that frequently. By the time I reached there, Mom was no more. So I lost both my parents in a time span of 4 months because of negligence of hospitals.
Hospitals.
I don't want to take the name of the hospital, but it is really stupid.
But the scenario they made in a such a way, it's not even doctors, is beyond the doctors. Like, who runs the country? Government don't know what's going on.
They are aware of everything that's happening, every
Yes,
step.
it's not even India, all over
All over the
world.
world.
All over world. So they know the fact things will be like this, or maybe manipulatively some country has to come up and some country has to go down.
Right.
That's the whole game COVID showed us. Now people are more advanced, like they have the awareness how we got fooled by the governments.
I think people are going a little more smarter now.
Yes, and now if they'll say one more COVID is coming, they're okay. People are ready. They are aware of experience had it.
Apparently, a lot of people during the COVID actually did a lot of things to survive. Even though things were shut and were not able to function, a lot of people did survive and survived very well.
Yeah.
In fact, there were new business opportunities that were opened.
Yeah. And online open up in COVID only, everything shifted to the online. How? But most of the time we are at home, we are watching TV, we are screwing our eyes, we are not going on the suns.
Couldn't do anything.
Yeah. But at least you could go to your terrace and stand to take that sun. this industry understand if you lack from the nature, you're going to end up with a lot of things. And that is what happened.
Right.
Very smart people, like there are all over the world, smart people, they didn't even take the COVID vaccination.
If you didn't take the vaccine, sir, you were not able to travel. If
I know the fact.
so
I didn't got
crucial.
COVID till now, but I have to take the
I have to take
vaccine.
the vaccine.
Yeah.
I had it, I think, twice or thrice. I think I had got it, but then the farak nahi pada after that.
But that every year comes. The cold and cough. Who don't have cold and cough?
It was just put in a different way that way. That
Exactly.
Time.
It made the hype. People said, oh, COVID, I have 7 days. Cold can go within 4 days if you follow things properly.
At that point, in time, things are really.
And
crazy.
how your antibody will come up if you're not going out? Definitely you're going to die.
Apparently, a lot of people who work in companies who are working from home, still working from home.
Yeah.
COVID
For
is
them,
the
it's fine because it's online now, everything.
So if
the
it's
meeting
online,
happens in
there
online.
is no reason again to go out. I'm talking about everybody who's no one who's a part of the fitness industry, an aam aadmi, a common man.
I don't think, like, there are a lot of people who are doing it online trainings, and people who are smart enough to understand, they did started online training and they earned a good amount of money during the lockdown.
I think that helped them to get international clients as well, try some different parts of the world apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
When I spoke to Iqbal when he came here yesterday, he said I have clients not just from India, from around the world, and it shows a window of how if there is a will, there is a way. If you want to get fit, but people do not have the idea of who to connect, what to connect.
The same thing when I was doing it, prepping, I was having all over the world. Iqbal knows that. Because they were student, I used to share with them. मेरा online है, अगर कोई सिंगापुर में है, कोई कहीं और है, so I have to be up. I used to get hardly sleep for 3 to 4 hours.
How?
Because the time zone.
Timing difference, yeah.
Today I have still 800-900 online clients all over the world.
Wow. Wow, 900 clients.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, and I don't, like, my number doesn't lie because of, I have in my phone 24/7.
No. So what the message that I'd like to give all our viewers here is take your life seriously.
Take your
health
life very seriously
Health
because
seriously.
end of the day, neither your prep coach will stand by you, neither that competition will stand by you. You have to deal with your own shit. So please
Take your life
take
seriously.
your life very seriously. Listen to your family first, and then rest of others.
Right, right. So, sir, taking a very light note onto the podcast, let's go to the next segment of our podcast, which we call the rapid fire.
Okay.
Rapid fire, I'm sure you know how it works.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you the rule. I'll ask you a question. The first thing that comes into your mind, you let me know what it is.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do a trial, like a trial ball, a trial question.
Okay.
Who was the actor to play Sultan?
Salman.
Super. Fast. Okay. So ready, sir? Brace yourself.
Okay.
For the rapid fire right here at Andropique Mic Testing.
Okay.
And here we go. If you have to switch your life with someone, who will you switch it with?
A scientist.
Okay. Growing up, we watched a lot of superhero movies. We had comics, and watching superheroes really impressed us. The energy, the strength that they had. If you had given a chance to have any kind of a superpower, what would that be, sir?
I used to watch the guy called He-Man.
Oh, I
so
still
he
remember,
is always said, "I have the
power!"
And power comes with the knowledge,
Right.
and if you have knowledge, you can rule the world.
Super. I love it. You have the knowledge, you rule the world, right? So now you've had an incredible life.
Yeah.
Upar, niche, aage, piche, beautiful life. If your life would be made into a movie, okay, which actor do you think would be the right person to play your character on screen?
To the T, Mr. Amir Khan.
Super.
Because I know the fact he will go in the detail and he'll find out the smallest things.
Super. No, I totally agree with you, sir. When you get successful, when you're known, you have a lot of people who follow you, but you have a lot of people who hate you at the same time.
See, you should have more followers than your haters.
Right.
Because when you have haters, you know you're doing right.
Right. So, sir, any rumor that you've heard about yourself?
A lot. Don't ask.
Just tell me any one rumor that which you heard and think, "Kya ye hai kya ye?"
Okay. So, whole my career after bodybuilding, I never exercised. So I was putting on weight. My stomach was out. And I was doing the best. I was training with the best. They used to always point, अरे ये मोटा है, ये क्या train करेगा? इसको knowledge भी नहीं होगा. That was, I used to get very bad. Like I didn't even given thought about it, but a lot of time I had that feedback, अरे इतना पेट निकला है, कुछ knowledge नहीं होगा इसको. ये खुद का body नहीं बना सकता दूसरे
क्या बनेगा? Sir, if you any dream brand that you look forward in working with?
My own brand.
Superb. Absolutely, totally agree with you. You make your own brand, you make it super big, right? Sir, apart from bodybuilding, coaching, prep coaching, being a businessman, what would be your one thing if you want any of these? What would you be doing right now?
I'm doing everything. See, I believe in one thing, your all channels should be open and you should be open to everything.
Right. Superb.
Money flows from everywhere.
Everywhere.
You should not say no to nothing.
Right. I agree with you. Whatever opportunities you get,
grab it.
Sir, if you have to be grateful to 3 people who have helped you come so far and achieve so many things in life.
I have many, but 3 people, if you'll say, my mom, who gave me a birth, I'm really thankful. My wife, she's my backbone, and my coaches and friends.
Superb. Superb, sir. We spoke about rumors where people spoke behind your back, people spoke in front of you. Any secret of you that people do not know?
I'm very humble and down to earth.
Yes, you actually really are, sir. So
people think I'm very arrogant and, I have very attitude. It's okay.
When you're honest and when you tell people directly what it is, if
they don't
find it rude?
Yeah, they will find rude. They will he's demotivating us. But like I said, I am a practical guy. I live in practicality. If things happen, happens. If nothing happens, nothing happens.
So one thing in life that you're grateful for?
Everything. I'm grateful for everything. Either it's bad, it's good. Bad teach you how good time will come.
Right.
Good teach you how bad time will come.
Super, sir. So I think you did fabulously well in this rapid fire. Thank you really very much.
Thank you so much.
There's one more thing, sir, I have for you. So this is our show, as you know, mic testing.
Okay.
This is a mug that I'm going to give you, sir. But
Okay.
I want you to autograph this mug for us.
Oh, thank you.
We have a studio in Pune. I want to put this mug up in the studio.
Oh, thank you so much.
As a memory of us doing
Thank
a
you.
podcast session with you, sir.
Thank you so much. So. Gavin, how you spell?
Gavin.
Gavin.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. And sir, for you ruining your valuable time to come down here and do this podcast.
Thank you so much.
I'm
really grateful you guys have called me here.
No, sir. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
It means a lot.
I really appreciate whatever you are doing it. I think you're doing best for the community. Very few people are doing out there. And I make you, this is my wish for you. All the best. Keep up doing good work.
Thank you, sir. It means a lot.
Definitely, I'm looking forward for the next podcast. If you invite me anytime, just message me and I'm there.
We'll do that, sir. Thank you so very much. It means a lot, and to my entire team that you are here today.
Thank you, guys, who's behind the cameras out there. People don't even see how much effort they put. So thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And we'll see you very soon, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.